Chairman, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Mr. Rebuck, I want to come to you. We know that the U.S. is going to be the epicenter, if you will, for sports. We've got the World Cup in 26. We've got the Olympics in 28. And as we were working on some of this for the hearing, I was really surprised to see that 10% of organized crime revenue is made from sports betting. And that, to me, is something that's a little bit concerning. And match fixing has become a concern, looking at these high-profile events that are coming our way. And Senator Cortez Masto and I recently sent a letter over to the DOJ on this very issue. And I would like for you to just comment. You've set up some of these gambling operations. So comment a little bit on what more needs to be done to address match fixing and these harms.
Thank you for that question. I can relate to you what New Jersey did when we won the case in PASPA. I approached in the governor's office at that time, Governor Phil Murphy, with the question of we need to reach out to the plaintiffs, the leagues and the NCAA, because they will have to be our partners to ensure the integrity of their matches, the training and education of their athletes, the structure that they have for overseeing compliance issues in gambling are at the highest level, and we will work with them. But first,
so you're looking for a partnership?
We have a partnership because what we did, I can tell you today, 6 years later, and Governor Baker can comment on this, there have been massive investments of money by the professional leagues, not only through structure.
So you're confident enough is being done?
I am confident we are on a good path.
Okay.
In this industry, you should never be confident with the status quo.
Okay.
You should always look to new ways and new technologies that allow for information to be shared and risk assessments to be implemented.
Great. Let me move on.
Yes.
Mr. Levant, I want to come to you. Thank you for your op-ed on COSA. I know Senator Blumenthal and I appreciate that support, and he and I have worked tirelessly to make certain that kids are protected in the virtual space. And one of the things that is so troubling is that there are not protections against gambling for kids in the virtual space. It seems to be pretty easy, unfortunately, and we know that it is harmful, it is addictive. And what more can be done to keep children from participating?
Senator, thank you for the question, and thank you for your leadership on this issue. There are two initial thoughts that come to mind. The first deals with the overall normalization of the relationship between gambling and sports. If you are a 12-year-old child, you don't know sports without it being attached to gambling. I urge the members of the committee to watch a primetime basketball game on network television, and you will see that during the pregame show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, pregame show is sponsored by a gambling company. They are talking about betting. They are making suggestions for betting. Gambling has taken over sports, and for children, the normalization of gambling, which is a known addictive product, and making it part of sports is one of the most long-term problematic aspects of this. The second thing, Senator, is I'm not going to do it right now. I have my phone in my pocket. I don't have an account. I'm a person in recovery from gambling addiction. But with 2 clicks of my thumb, I could get into an online sports book, just like a 9-year-old could. Now, that's not to make a bet, but it's to see all of the gambling activity. It is ridiculous to me that each state permits this. There are age barriers to making bets, but not for looking.
Okay.
So those are
My
two things
time
that come to
is
mind.
expiring, and I do want to move on, and I want to have further conversations with you on that.
Certainly. Thank you.
Before I turn it back, Governor Baker, I want to highlight with you my concerns over some of the harassment that happens to our athletes online, especially our female athletes. I will visit with you separately. I am still disappointed that there is not an NCAA policy to protect women in competition. You all have had time to do this. Our female athletes deserve it. And if you're going to partner up on gambling and other things, and we applaud that, you have got to make certain that you are protecting women's sports for women. We hear about this every single week from female collegiate athletes and their concerns. You all have the ability to do better. It is important that you do better, and it is important, it is imperative that you protect opportunity for women in sports. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Blumenthal.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I am